Welcome back.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us in our second episode.
This is the Fishing Teddy Bear
I am Dapper as a Raptor.
coming back at you with another episode of Thoughts and Rambles.
Clever.
Thanks. I try. So, Senor Raptor,
I can't
you've
do
been...
it.
What?
I was trying to make this sound. And now my voice is too messed up. Never mind.
You're good. Yeah, it's fine. So, you've been out of Florida before, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. Out of all the places you visited, what was your favorite?
Probably the place where I felt like I got to spend most of the time there, which was like DC.
Really?
Yeah, we went on, no, it was an orchestra, we went on this it was like every other year they had like this extravagant like field trip.
Right.
Like the small ones would be like, oh, you're going to this little farm and like 30 minutes away. But the big ones would be like, hey, you're going for like a whole like 3 week or 4 weeks in Washington D.C. Super expensive. It was like $700.
I bet, man. Jesus.
But me and my best friend got to go, and to be honest, for someone who wasn't like too into history, I didn't really care much about most of what I saw. I mean, the cool things that like everyone knew was like that was the amazing experience, like the White House, and we took a picture actually as like a group outside the White House. I don't have the photo though, but we did that. We saw a few other landmarks, but like it was just nice, like not being in Florida. And not being trapped on a boat. That's why like all my other trips also doesn't really count.
How many times have you been on a boat?
Only a couple, but one of them like was terrible, and I never want to go on a cruise again.
Is that the Cozumel one, Mexico one?
Cozumel was a lot of fun, but like other like countries, like you were just stuck in this like tourist area only, and you had to pay even more money to even go explore the world.
So you didn't.
That sucks.
So you didn't actually get to experience.
And you
the
really,
country.
you're really just sitting there, like being like, wow, this is great. I really hate it here.
Oh my god.
What about you?
Well, I've never been out of the country, sadly. But, as you know, and now I guess I'm going to tell the entire world, I'm not from Florida, I'm from Rhode Island, so I kind of grew up out of here. Personally, I love Florida, but that's obviously, because I'm the fishing teddy bear, and fishing's a big thing in Florida, I guess, with all the water and everything.
Florida's like a heat tourist trap.
It was.
I'm so bitter. Like I've been in Florida my entire life, and I don't know. You're like used to it, but still, you're like, man, why do I live here? Why does anybody want to live here?
Yeah, no, I gotta say the heat has gotten a lot worse since
Yeah, it's because
I first moved down here, like 2005.
It's because it's the summer again, and we're getting less cold. Like we get cold like 2 weeks now out of the year.
Jeez.
It's terrible. It's nothing but hot.
I mean, snow sucks sometimes.
I just want to see it. I've never seen it. I just want to say I have saw it,
By all means, you go and see it. But
I don't want to drive it. Because I know that's the terrible part. I don't even like driving now.
yeah, man, I used to be afraid to be on the road with my parents. Imagine me on a school bus when they're like, "Yeah, watch out for black ice."
Is that why like you hate being in car rides now, or are you like scarred?
I mean, I've never really liked being on rides in general. And even before that,
It's just something you're born with? Or...
I guess so.
Really? Oh, I thought something that triggered it. Because, like, my fears always got triggered by something. Like, my roller coaster fear got triggered by, like, the Rock and Roller Coaster in Disney. I was really young, but I was tall enough to, like, just get by. I never wanted to go on a ride ever again. I hated it so much.
Oh, I remember we used to go to State Fair. They had this weird little ride, like a little roller coaster for kids, and I used to love it. And then one year, it just used to freak me the hell out. And I got on, and I'm like, yeah, oh no! I couldn't handle it. It was terrifying, and ever since then, cars freak me out sometimes, depending on who the driver is. You, I trust. We've been in so many situations. You've gotten us out of them every time.
I think the scariest moment of my life driving was that one time where we almost, like, someone almost hit us straight on in the bridge. We were like, I think I was driving to pick you up from work, and
we had to go over to Tampa to handle some.
Oh yeah.
papers
I remember.
stuff.
I remember. So like we crossed this bridge because I was picking up from work, and it was pouring, like to the point where you can't see like 5 feet in front of you, kind of pouring. And like it's not so bad. It's a little shaky because like my car has like not the best tires, or at the time, but we just see this car like swerving towards us. Like,
oh my God,
Yamar, like
fishtailing.
Oh.
And I remember just looking at him like, oh my God, Dimitri. And somehow we avoided him. It was amazing. It was, oh my God, the adrenaline rush was so good.
I was terrified. Like, we pulled over to the side and we were like, I'm just gonna need a minute. Just give me a second.
I don't know why.
Barely escaped death.
And yet I could not stop laughing. Every time.
Yeah, you're not.
I have problems. Oh my God, I used to hate it. Like, I'd get hurt and I'd start laughing. And so, like, people used to stare at me. I couldn't stop. Like, I'm not crying. Just like, ow. Yeah. Oh, but to get back to the question though, but coming down from Rhode Island, North Carolina was my favorite.
North Carolina sounds like that place that's just like really pretty.
It was like perfect temperature in the middle of summer. Lots of green, lots of forest, mountains, and I'm pretty sure, at least where we stopped, no fire ants. So that's a big plus. Because fire ants are like, oh my God! When I found out Florida had fire ants, it was terrifying. I don't know what they are. I'm like, oh, look at this big old red ant. Next thing I know, I have a welt on my finger.
Why did you mess with the ants?
It was in the house. I didn't want to kill it. I was going to go let it outside, so I put it on my finger.
Be free.
Well, I thought it was just a normal ant. I didn't think it'd
Where the
sting
consequences were. You got
yeah. Freaking evil little critters.
And another like really pretty location is Pennsylvania in the spring summertime, like in between. Because it's like the perfect temperature. Like you go outside and it's like warm and like breezy. It's not humid. It's not blazing hot. Like
Florida.
You drive an hour. Kitchen. You drive like 9 hours, still in Florida.
God, if I drove 9 hours, I'd be where I'm from. I'd be in like 3 different states.
Oh, like from Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm. Geez, 45 minutes going right, or no, sorry. If I went left from where I used to live, like in 45 minutes, I would be halfway through Connecticut. It was that close. It was.
I know what that's like.
The one town I lived in was literally only 10 miles long and like 4 miles wide. All the kids went to the same schools.
Was it like a small town that everybody knew everyone?
Oh my God, yes.
What's the craziest thing that's happened to you at school when you're in Rhode Island?
In Rhode Island? Oh my God.
I feel like it'd be different from like Florida school.
God, yeah. The stuff I got into in these schools here, but that's for another day, maybe. But in Rhode Island, I don't know. There's a lot of weird things. There's some things that didn't affect me, but affected the school. Like the one incident was I went to my middle school because it was a small town. A lot of people in this town were pretty rich. Like some of the houses I'd see on just the bus rides to pick up these kids were just ridiculous. So the schools would get funding for like field trips to Quebec. Like they drive us across the border and everything. And I was in the 6th grade. So the 7th grade is when we got that trip. No, sorry, 8th grade is where we got that trip. So, you know, it was worth the wait. Well, the year before I had left that school, which was my 6th grade year, there's a whole thing which apparently the kids had, obviously the internet was just really thriving around that time, and a lot of kids had discovered porn.
Oh my god.
So
I was like, where is this long story going?
yeah. So at the time, they didn't really think of, separating boys and girls from buses. You know, one bus for girls, one bus for boys. So you had co-ed buses. A lot of things happen on there. Kids bragging. Now, it wasn't like full-on sex, but like, yeah, lots of mouth hugs. I've always wanted to use the term.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
But yeah, there's a lot of that.
It's a great term, though.
Yeah, thanks. No one found out until about 3 days later, when some kids were bragging about it, and then they found out it happened on the field trip. So last thing I heard before I left, that school and even the high school stopped doing field trips altogether because of just some stupid little 8th graders wanting to get off.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it brought in a bunch of things because technically in Rhode Island, that's illegal. So it brought this whole thing for a law that has been used in like probably 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's insane.
So yeah, I got out of there pretty quick for a few other reasons, for different reasons that had nothing to do with that. My parents thought it was funny.
Speaking of childhood, it is the 25th anniversary of Jurassic Park.
Oh, I know.
Like, it was such a good movie. It's still a good movie to this day.
It is, but it's so corny.
It is so corny, but like, it's that like, I'm gonna watch it again kind of corny, and it's still like super awesome. Like, I'm really excited for the new like Fallen Kingdom one.
Oh yeah.
Because aren't they using like, they bring like animatronics back?
Mm-hmm. Now, I beyond popular, or against popular opinion, I personally like the other two, Jurassic Park's Lost World and Jurassic Park 3.
You know
I
what
personally
though?
like them.
The more like I'm seeing people like, because I know a lot of people who really love the movies, and they actually do. They're the same like you. They love all 3 movies. One of my coworkers who's like a huge like Jurassic Park nerd. He's like I actually like 2 and 3, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I can see why. Like, they're still dinosaurs.
And I feel like they did really good. They knew they were getting corny, especially when you made an entire movie with Jeff Goldblum as the freaking main character. You kind of go into this rabbit hole where you could be like, I can make a little more money.
Do you know he was in Thor Ragnarok?
Was he? Oh yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
saw him in the previews.
I recently just saw it after being like way months later. But like, I was like, wait a minute. Thor has those movies that you just cannot take seriously. Like, even really sad shit happens, like, you can't take it seriously at all.
He's just a dork. He's a buff, beautiful freaking dork.
Although I'm so glad they cut his hair off, because like, he looks more modern now. Because that's what happened to all the other Avengers. Like Captain America. Look how he looks now compared to when he first looked. He looked like a dork in the beginning.
He is a dork.
He is a dork, but he looks more modern now. He's more beautiful.
He just like this little more like scruffy, kind of like the scruffy Captain America. Oh, jeez. I'm excited for the Venom movie, but I'm terrified at the same time.
I'm terrified they're gonna mess it up.
It's a weird angle because they're going an angle where nobody really knows, where it's Peter Parker's not the first person to sync with the symbiote.
It's Sony too, so it's kind of a risk.
I know, but I feel like they're learning. Have you seen Logan yet?
No, I don't really watch the X-Men movies.
I promise you, this is unlike any X-Men movie you have ever seen. They really, they go all out. There's more blood. There's so much cursing. Like, you have not lived until you've heard Captain Picard screaming "F you, Logan" in the middle of a movie in a wheelchair, sounding like he's just lost all sensibility. It's the greatest thing ever. Such a good movie. You need to watch it. It will make you cry. It will make you be on the edge of your seat. It's so good.
Okay.
Sorry, I loved it. I was expecting it to be bad.
You really think Venom was gonna be a good movie?
I think there's a good chance if they've learned from what they did with Deadpool and what they did with Logan.
Did they learn? Because Fox is the one that took over for Deadpool.
Was it? Well,
Yeah.
Fox owns Sony. I mean, Sony. Yeah, Fox owns Sony.
Well, Disney owns Fox. How does it work? I don't get it.
I don't either. But they obviously
we just know that Disney rules all, okay?
They just need to get over their differences. They're very, very minor differences. Very minor, guys. Like, if you hear this, it's very minor.
Whenever I think of Disney, I think of, like, the Infinity War meme, where it's Mickey and he has the Infinity Gauntlet, and he just added Fox to the gauntlet.
But, I mean, they have them. Why not make a movie that'll make them millions? All of them millions. If they could split it evenly, it'd be great. Imagine giving, like, Disney the opportunity to remake Fantastic Four. We need a good one.
It's because companies are selfish, man. They're like, I want all the credit to myself. We did this, not Disney. Us. It's a cool world out there.
There's no Lion team, guys. Don't you remember that from your football and all other school sports you probably bragged you did back in the 60s?
Did your school have archery?
No.
Ha!
Well, Pierce did, but you had to be on like the principal's honor roll to get it, which was a little bull. Yeah.
Like for us, it was like everybody did it once at least. I want to join the team, but I don't think there was a team.
Well, you know what made no sense for Pierce? Literally, our mascot was the archer.
Yeah, that's true.
But you couldn't be an archer unless you were a grade A student.
Maybe they honored that with pride. They were like, only the top and smartest people will be able to, like, hold the bow and arrow. I don't know.
That school is literally.
Is it a middle school?
Yeah.
My middle school was dragons.
I would have rather that.
It was so cool at the end of the year because they did like little medieval fairs around the school. That was super fun. That's cute. Like always look forward to that every year in middle school.
My school, Pierce, was just, and this is my first one, but a shithole. It really was. Like, kids lost fingers, literally. Well, no, he got them back on. Yeah, that was after I left, and that's for another time. Seeing how we're running out of time. Cliffhangers.
It's a really odd way to leave it off. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we never said that we were not odd. That'd be odd to be number one, Dimitri.
I guess.
Dr. Seuss. Where'd the sword fly?
Okay, we're gonna go.
Alright, guys. Thanks for listening. Very sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry for him.
If you liked our little podcast, please leave a like.
Subscribe, please.
Yes.
We post videos every week.
Yeah, there's my second one.
Every fallen mic.
Every time Mike falls, we post a video. You'd be surprised at how much that doesn't happen. Great. Have a great night, guys.
Alright, this was Dapper as Raptor.
And this is the fishing teddy bear.
See you later, guys.
Bye.